published 6:31 Eastern Standard Time, the 26th of February 2018, updated 7:18 Eastern Standard Time, the 26th of February 2018. There was plenty of action across the Premier League and the Carabao Cup final this weekend. It looks like Danny Welbeck's time is up at Arsenal, and Chelsea's sale of Nemanja Matic was a horrendous move for the Blues. Here, Sportsmail's Ralph Ellis takes a look at what we can take away from the top-flight happenings, as well as daring a few pointers and what went on in the Football League One. Selling Nemanja Matic to Manchester United was one of the worst decisions made by Chelsea last summer as they prepared to defend the Premier League crown. The Serbian midfielder, key man in title wins under both Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte at Stamford Bridge, took the chance to remind his old club what they were missing with his role in Sunday's 2-1 win. He played most passes, 78, most accurate passes, 70, and won the ball back most often, 15 times, to help set up a result that knocked Chelsea out of the top four. Nemanja Matic, right, was a central figure in Manchester United's victory over Chelsea too. Tottenham's clean sheet at Crystal Palace could well confirm the end of the Belgian centre-back partnership of Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen that had been the rock on which Mauricio Pochettino's defence was founded over the last two seasons. Pochettino used Eric Dier and Davinson Sanchez in a back four and heaped praise on both of them after the 1-0 win, with Vertonghen injured and Alderweireld out of favour because of his ongoing contract issues. It was the first time Spurs had played a Premier League game without at least one of them in the starting lineup since Alderweireld arrived in the summer of 2015. Eric Dier front and Davinson Sanchez performed well in the 1-0 win over Crystal Palace 3. Patrice Evra will need a bit of time to come up to standard for a Premier League return if his West Ham debut at Liverpool is anything to go by. The 36-year-old former Manchester United star gave the ball away 19 times in the 4-1 defeat that left Hammers still flirting with the relegation zone. More worrying for manager David Moyes, who puts a premium on hard work, was that playing as a wing-back he ran only 6.1 miles, around a mile short of the standard for most in that position. Patrice Evra was disappointing in the 4-1 defeat by Liverpool, and his work rate was low for Arsenal's miserable afternoon at Wembley provided more evidence for Danny Welbeck that he needs to find a new club this summer. The England striker got sent by boss Arsene Wenger with the Gunners already 3-0 down and got just 8 touches of the ball in his 25 minutes. Danny Welbeck failed to make an impact when coming off the bench for Arsenal 5. Leicester's Mark Albrighton must feel a bit robbed that the official stats don't credit him with an assist for the cross that Stoke's Jack Butland fumbled into his own net. The winger, whose contribution to the club's fairy tale title win in 2016 was never really appreciated outside the King Power Stadium, continues to be a key part of the side under Claude Puel. He already has 6 assists this season, the same number as in the last 2 campaigns. Mark Albrighton was not credited with an assist after his cross was fumbled in 6. Dan Gosling's energy has been a key factor in Bournemouth turning the season round in the 9 games since the 28-year-old was brought back into the team by Eddie Howe. The Cherries have lost only twice. Gosling, who holds the record for most distance run in a Premier League match at 8.6 miles, ran 8.2 against Newcastle, including the late surge forward to grab the equaliser in a 2-2 draw. Dan Gosling, centre, has been a key factor in Bournemouth's recent games 7. Carlos Carvalho has learned he can't afford to be Carlos Cavalier after his decision at Brighton to scrap his normal back three blew up in his face. Losing 1-0 at half-time, he sent on winger Luciano Narsing instead of defender Mike van der Horn, and Brighton relished the extra space they were given to end up winning 4-1. Carvalho has done a brilliant job giving the Swans half a chance of survival based on a mean defence, and he has to stay true to that principle if he is to finish the job. Carlos Carvalho's Swansea side collapsed against Brighton, losing 4-1 at the AMEX8. If Cardiff make it into the Premier League, then Junior Hoilett will have to go down as the best free transfer signing of the season. The Canadian winger, once rated a boy wonder at Blackburn before he lost his way, has rebuilt both his career and his attitude after following Neil Warnock from QPR to South Wales. Now aged 28, his man-of-the-match display in the 1-0 win over Bristol City showcased that he still has the talent to beat defenders when he's going forward, but now also has the application to do the grubby side of the job, helping out his own back. Junior Hoilett signed for Cardiff City on a free and has repaid the faith in him. 9. Serbia's international scouts are taking a look at Plymouth's midfielder Anthony Sarcevic, whose goal in the 1-0 win over Bradford kept Derek Adams' side in the hunt for promotion. Manchester-born Sarcevic, who began his career in City's academy, has a Serbian granddad, so could qualify to sneak into the World Cup squad. The 25-year-old, who won an England C cap in his non-league days playing for Chester, has added an attacking edge to his game with 3 goals in his last 9 appearances. Plymouth midfielder Anthony Sarcevic has attracted interest from Serbia's international scouts. 10. Mark Robins will next week celebrate a year in charge of Coventry, and arguably his greatest achievement in that time has been to bring the club's fractured support base back. Behind the team, the Sky Blues took more than 1,600 fans to Mansfield for Saturday's 1-1 draw despite having lost 4 in a row before that. Mark Robins deserves